You don't want to give away your XRP. I want to talk about 5 very important reasons why I think XRP is one of the most important cryptocurrencies to keep an eye on in the long run in this video. As always, guys, your help means a lot to this channel. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These are the 2 easiest ways for you to help me with my work. So let's get started. I want to spend a lot of time in this movie talking about how XRP is different from many other cryptocurrencies. A lot of people keep telling me about new crypto assets and networks and saying, oh, hey, look at this. Take a look at this cool way to pay. Take a look at this tool for smart contracts. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And I always believe it's important to be very calm when answering these kinds of questions. There are 5 important things I look for in any investment, but they're especially important for cryptocurrencies because they help me figure out if they'll be around for a long time or if they're just a quick way to make money. That's what I want to talk about in this movie. I believe that more people would be able to check out some of these projects on their own if they paid more attention to these points. It's a lot easier than I thought. The story behind that financial asset is something that I think everyone should be paying attention to, right? What issue does that cryptocurrency try to address? You need to understand this very well. And it has a few different parts. When you really look at this first point, the first thing you need to make sure of is, right, that this project will be interesting to people. In the world of cryptocurrencies, there have been many times when something was trendy or popular. There have also been times when really important areas were not even thought about. When you put in something, you should really make sure that other people will be able to understand it. It will be an easy to see way to use it. Some of the things I love most about XRP is that as these networks become more popular around the world, most of the investments will come from big banks. Each and every big bank out there knows how bad it is to move money around. And it's clear that XRP can help solve this problem. I've had so many people show me a coin or network and say, hey, look at what they're doing. I have no idea why you need the ticket either. It's not clear, it's not clear, it's not clear. In general, I just can't seem to get my head around it. That's possible. It could be a great work of speculation. Things will work out in the end, which is fine. But at this point, I'm not sure if I want to put a lot of money into something like this. We're almost ready for institutions to get into this asset class. When they do, they'll want to choose things that have been around for a long time, have been proven in the market, and that they can understand, explain to customers, and research. One of Satoshi's main goals when he made Bitcoin was to help people move money. Bitcoin isn't the best at moving money, but it's clear that the XRP system is. Ripple's whole business plan is based on making this use case clear. This is very important to me because if no one can understand something or decide what the goal of any given token is, it will be hard for people to invest in and believe in it. What makes prices go up in the end? We have more buyers than sellers. It will be a big problem if people can't figure out what they're buying or why they're buying it. Leadership is the next really important thing that I think gets little attention. You need to be in charge. You need a group of people. You need a group of people to push for this technology to be used. There are a lot of cryptocurrency assets that might have great technicals and great people using and backing them. It doesn't seem to click though for some reason. I always use this example and some people don't like it, but I'll say it anyway. That's been one of my issues with Stellar, right? Since they chose to make the Stellar Foundation a charity, I don't really like it. I don't really like that they burned half of the XLM that was available. In my view, these are problems with leadership because at least in the beginning, these decisions were mostly made by a small group. And I didn't always agree with them. A project needs to be led by people who can take it from a small store use case to something that is used all over the world. They met with the Federal Reserve in 2013. I have no words to describe how strange that is. Beginning in 2015, Ripple has been talking with big central banks all over the world. I don't know how to explain how strange that is. For some reason, these things put XRP in conversations that other cryptocurrencies don't get to have. Whether you agree with that or not, that's an important factor in adoption because when you combine it with the first thing, you can get people in very high positions to listen to you about these things. And there's a clear and obvious use case. They can say, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Now you understand why I'd want to keep and own XRP. That's a big step toward acceptance around the world. Now we'll talk about the technology side. I think this is something that a lot of people forget about or don't think about enough. People miss the point that it has to be one of a kind. It has to be a tool that changes the game. I think that smart contracts are one of those things that have taken away a lot of what makes things special. I remember that about 6 months ago, every day there was a new smart contract platform that everyone was crazy about. What were they crazy about? They were only interested in which one had the largest TPS. Nobody really looked into what that TPS number meant. None of the requirements were met. People looked into it and found that Solana was doing millions of deals, but 90% of them were failures. People became crazy about them because they thought they were the newest and best technology. Well, they're not. This is the coolest new tech. You need a really strong, fundamentally different, and one-of-a-kind tool that can offer something of value. There's no point in making something new that already exists or that isn't really special. It's also pointless to solve problems that are already being solved. That doesn't change the game. People need to be able to see how this will solve a problem in a way that is clear and unique enough to make them want to switch from their current method to this one right away. Many people only look at the front lines or the big stories and ask, what is the TPS? How much power can it go up to? But they don't focus on the things that will really matter to banks, like clawbacks, DID, getting to know your customer, and making sure you're not working with a foreign agency. From a technological point of view, these are very important things that will have a direct effect on usage in the future. And I think that some of these things are always forgotten in favor of or because of headline measures that aren't really defined or don't mean anything. One more thing that I think is often forgotten but is really, really, really important is tokenomics. Now, I don't see tokenomics the same way most people do. A lot of people, especially in the crypto world, see tokenomics as a way to make money. How can I get 10% just for having a token? Where is the magic money on the web? I see that argument on X all the time, and it's so annoying. You know that there isn't a magic yield process that makes money fall from the sky, right? You're right, that's not how things work.